Well, tomorrow, CBS News will host the only vice presidential debate between Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Republican Senator J.D. Vance. The debate will be 90 minutes, beginning at 9 p.m. There will be no audience, and only the two moderators, Margaret Brennan and Norah O'Donnell, will be allowed to ask questions. Microphones will be muted if necessary. Zach Hudak is joining us now in Studio 57 with more on the debate. Zach, it's always good to see you because you're normally in D.C., so welcome.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. It's good to be here. This debate is interesting because these two candidates, while they are from the Midwest, both of them, and they are both targeting the same kind of voters in that blue wall in those Rust Belt states, they could not be more different. Tim Walz is a sort of folksy, grandfatherly guy who, if we look back at the way he's handled previous debates, he acts pretty nicely and calmly and tries to show his candidate as, being contradicting themselves and things like that. When he's talked about J.D. Vance, he's painted him as someone who's strange. He's pointed to his previous positions on abortion, his comments on women who own cats and don't have children. Meanwhile, J.D. Vance, when we've seen him in previous debates, this is a guy also from the Midwest, but who went to Yale for undergrad and for law school and has a more aggressive mentality. He's been sort of former President Trump's attack dog on the campaign trail. And we've seen him in his Senate campaign when he ran a few years back really go after opponents and actually antagonize them in a way that we wouldn't expect Walz to do that. These two guys, as different as they are, they're focused on the same voters. We saw in that recent CBS News poll that this election is coming down in many ways to the state of Pennsylvania and some of those other surrounding battleground Midwestern states. So these two candidates are going to be speaking directly tomorrow night to those voters and saying, look, the principal candidates that both of us are running with are not from your states, but we are, and these are the pitches that we have for you.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching them both call out each other's Midwestern street cred. Like, he's not as Midwestern as I am, sort of stuff. So I'm sure that'll come out during the debate, too. Zach Hudak, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And a reminder, CBS News will host the only vice presidential debate right here in New York tomorrow. We will have live coverage starting with a special edition of America Decides at 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS News 24/7. And Vice President Kamala Harris will cut her campaign trip short and instead will take part in briefings with FEMA today following the devastation left by Hurricane Helene. Harris was briefed over the weekend on the federal storm response amid campaign stops in the western part of the country. The vice president spent the weekend rallying in California. A campaign official told CBS News that it raised $55 million during two events this weekend. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump spent the weekend at campaign events, but is now hearing backlash from fellow Republicans for repeated personal attacks against Harris. CBS News campaign reporter Aaron Navarro is joining us now with more on the Trump and Harris campaigns. All right, so Aaron, we just heard from Zach about the VP debate tomorrow, but Kamala Harris is still setting her sights on another debate, apparently, against Trump. I want you to I want to play some sound from something she said over the weekend.
I know we will cheer on Coach Walz when he debates J.D. Vance. But listen, also, their debate should not be the last word. I'm trying to debate Donald Trump again, and I think he should debate again. The American people have a right to hear us discuss.
All right. I mean, what are the odds that we see another debate? Does she even really want another debate, or does she just like needling Donald Trump?
The Harris campaign believes that the ball is in Trump's court. They have said publicly and on background that they want another debate, in part because they see it as another big moment for her to reintroduce herself to voters, to highlight the contrast between herself and Trump and the issues. And also, they tend to see big fundraising boosts after these debates. As you mentioned, $55 million raised over the weekend. The indication is that may be Harris's last fundraiser that she herself headlines before the November election. So they certainly are pushing for another debate. But again, it is really Trump's decision to see that debate with CNN will actually happen.
So while the VP is pressing for another debate, former President Donald Trump continues to sort of lob his personal attacks, name-calling, schoolyard nicknames sort of thing. On Saturday, he suggested that the VP has special needs. I want to play a little sound here.
Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Kamala was born that way. She was born that way. But we're bringing them in at levels that nobody's ever seen, and we're doing it by stupid people like Kamala. She's a stupid person. Stupid person. I don't care.
All right, so he got applause from the audience, but, you know, some Republican allies are not thrilled with this. Repeatedly, he has been asked to just sort of like stick to the issues that are successful for Republicans. What's been the reaction to this sort of name calling?
That's been the snap reaction from a handful of Republicans. Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer, who is helping J.D. Vance with his debate prep, said that Trump should focus on the issues. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has said something similar. The American Association of People with Disabilities also put out a statement saying Trump's comments, quote, say more about him and his hateful biases against disabled people than it does about Harris or any person with a disability. The Harris campaign has not responded to this specifically, but responded to some of Trump's speeches over the weekend by saying that they were, quote, dark, and said that they had nothing inspiring to offer to the American people.
All right, Aaron Navarro, thank you very much.